creek without a paddle, but it will be seeming like we are getting ready to go into this one. Teams are prepared, and Envy are going to be facing a bit of a tricky situation, let's say. They have it all on the line here in FaZe. Just about picking up the victory then. Kenny's had enough. He doesn't want this already. He's like, I'm not ready.
Didn't like those spawns.
The quick change up. Oh no, we disconnected, guys. Bad spawn. Okay, so it does seem as though they did just have like an appalling thing. No, they had Kevlar. No Kevlar. There we go.
It happens.
It happens. Even to the best of us.
Well, you know, it's early on in the match, so obviously Envy's going to drop the ball a little bit just right into the pistol round. It's like kind of what we've come to expect. Hopefully they get things situated this time. They're going to get this restart going.
I think we just need to get the streamers ready. They kind of screwed everything up, right? They're like, streamers, can you please be ready? We are ready. You messed it up, Kenny.
One other big thing that we can talk about here is FaZe just came out of an overtime match against Tempo Storm. They haven't really had a break, you know, between these matches. This has been like, oh, you just won an overtime. Congratulations.
Jump.
You have 3 minutes and then rejoin the server.
Well, there's good and negative to that, right? There's the benefit of a good game. I guess good game is a questionable term, but you come into it and you're warmed up, you're ready, you've got everything kind of as you need it, but then maybe you do need that 5 minutes to step outside and chill out. You know what I mean? It's that up and down. Now Envy's just had time to stew on what's just happened. You know, would you rather be in their shoes right now? Who knows? I think we're going to find out pretty soon how they kind of bound back from both sides here.
Yeah, and then, I mean, that's the thing, right? After 2 losses from Envy, yeah, you definitely want to have as much time as possible, kind of like chill, you know, recenter your thoughts, talk something over, figure out your map veto, like, you know, just talk amongst each other and just feel supremely confident in what kind of game plan you're going to come out with here. And they've had that time, so they gotta sit back, watch FaZe lose. And you can kind of see there's no smiles on this Envy team. They just know that this is such an important matchup for them. Them to go down 0-3 would just be a disaster.
Yeah, Envy actually left Cash in right until the end. They were the ones to take out Dust 2, Inferno, and Mirage. FaZe taking out Overpass, Cobble, and then Cash was the final one taken away. And of course that does leave us with Train and the Knife just going down there. FaZe hot off the last server almost, and I guess straight back into this one. So we're gonna have to see if they can get themselves into the right place at the right time, nice and quickly here. And Envy have a lot to prove. This is a point, isn't it? It's like you just don't expect these guys to go 0-3 in group stages.
Yeah, right, but I think they are. I mean, FaZe is really strong on this map. Yeah, this is a really tough spot to be in. So Envy, they're going to have just a monster performance, I think, out of someone. They're going to have, you know, much like Taz did for Virtus Pro, where he kind of led the way, set the tone for Virtus Pro early in their last match. They need to have one of their stars do the same thing, come into this match and really just kind of lead from the front and help them win some of these early rounds.
So, ladies and gents, we are live into this one. This is a huge matchup for Envy. If this one goes south, it's not looking good for the groups, or it looks incredible for us, at least for a very close group, but look at what we've got coming this way. Kenny and Keo going to deal with the full force of FaZe in just a couple of seconds, and Kenny has the perfect lineup here. He's going to find AZ pretty swiftly, but instantly, look at Makalele bounding down. It doesn't matter. Kenny's still alive. How was he alive for so long? Now they know the plan, and what the hell was that?
Yeah, that was disaster for FaZe, because the full rotation is in. They can't even take advantage of that kill just because he lived for so long. Incredible, and then really nice shot, that falling shot onto Makalele. I mean, that's beautifully done, but it's really the time he bought that's gonna make this such an effective play from him, because now, you know, they can split the defense 2-2. FaZe, they have one Molotov. They don't have a smoke to get down the lower ramp, so they're hoping Fox he's just gonna check for some kind of flanker, see if he can clear something up, maybe make a little bit of a presence. You can't expect him to win too many fights at this range, especially now he's spotted up 2 opponents outside, so now all they have left is just to hit this bomb site.
And this is what they've got. The Molly's going to have to come down with Rain, I can imagine. He's currently the one with the bomb as well, and they're not going to seemingly switch that out. So the Molly's not in the usual place. That was picked up, of course, off of one of the previous teammates, but here we go. Happy's going to spot out at least 2 of them, knowing that the third's pretty later behind us. Fox was over by the other side. Happy's found Shaken pretty swiftly, as Rain now has to take the fight, and Keo's there. And that start from Kenny S just sets it up perfectly for Envy to close it down.
Yeah, that's sick. And yeah, they had everything on their side. Once Kenny does fall, despite losing box hauls, they know all the plans. They can play far back with those USPs, and I mean, without a smoke, FaZe just kind of gets picked off one by one. So investment into this round. They have 4 Tech 9s, 1 smoke on Rain. They have a deagle on Makalele, so they're going to have to rely on being aggressive down these train alleys. The only way that this can really kind of crumble for Envy is if they're not peeking, if they're not getting this information that the terrorists are pushing up along the trains.
Spraying in. Nothing coming his way early. So this is looking like a bit of a pinch towards A at the moment. The bomb's still not committed anywhere, and it's pretty early in the day, as Makalele does receive a nice chunk of damage. And at the moment, FaZe looking for options, looking for opportunities, and there's going to be hopefully little provided by Envy for their sakes.
No pressure from FaZe, except for Mike Laley. He did take that little bit of a fight, but they don't really seem to have a plan of where they want to go with this, and it's tough to kind of figure out with only one smoke to work with. You can't really execute anything, so you're hoping for some kind of a pickoff, some kind of a lucky shot from that Deagle, a dink from the Tech 9s that'll allow you to swarm forward, but they're very split out across this map, so still no real idea of where they want to go. A minute left on the clock. Envy's playing this so well, very passively, far away angles.
So Reigns just put down his smoke towards A, so they might want to work off the back of that. That's going to cut off at least one of the angles from the trainer. I think we almost had a bit of a pause coming out, but they are going to carry on. There was just a bit of an issue, I think, for a second, but they have worked through it. But while this happens, and while he may be reading chat, it's all going to come through from Ivy, and it's Fox and AZ to get the kill so far. It's allowed Rain to come out, but not that far, and there we go. Happy and Kenny keep hold of the round. They keep the rifles in the game, at least to some degree, and they deal with the threat.
Yeah, that was almost a little bit dangerous. So that player who was up in the tower got picked off. That all of a sudden could have been a really nice situation for FaZe to be in, but you can see that even just one kill allows more progress from the terrorist team along the trains. So now FaZe, without getting any kind of a bomb plant, without having too much success and damaging the economy, look at Envy as well. Envy, NBK and Apex are just going to be on pistols this round. So want to build up a little bit of money, trusting in Kenny, Happy, and Keo to get the kills, you know, with their weaponry, with the SMG and the 2 rifles. And Apex has everyone right above him.
Keo's going to get the spot on this. They could have a lovely little move between the two of them if they don't expect it. Keo does the damage, but can he make it away alive? 25 seconds. If he buys time, it's great, but no! They actually lose out, and Michael Laley found Apex as well. This is unbelievable. Oh my word, Michael Laley going absolutely wild. Rain sacrifices himself to the gods, but now down to a 4v2. They've got 2 rifles. Hopefully they can do something with it until MBK through the smoke just finds 2 comfortably and brings it back to a 2v2.
What a weird situation. FaZe somehow comes out on top, and that's when it gets really dangerous because the pistols are out. Happy's going to win that battle, so it's just down to AZ. He does have an M4. There's 1 smoke on Happy. There's no kits, though, so if AZ can isolate a 1v1 here, and NBK is very, very low, he's going to tap the bomb. Smoke goes down. Now they've spotted him out. He's going to spam the smoke. He thinks maybe he's on it, and he runs out of bullets, so Happy's going to clean him out. 3-0 for Envy, but that round was a little bit suspect. Michael
Laley with that pistol work just coming out. That was ridiculous. He found the first. That was Apex, if I'm not mistaken, kind of waiting around the bottom of Pop.
Yep.
Made his way up, and there was Michael Laley waiting a little bit further back. Fair enough, but then the follow-on was ridiculous. But this, it could have been so much worse for them.
Yeah, this second kill through the smoke. Even if he doesn't get that one, all of a sudden it's a really, really tough situation to be in.
But it does mean at least a decent-ish, excuse me, buy will be coming out for FaZe here.
That was the gamble, though, wasn't it? With the 2 pistols, of not upgrading into that round whatsoever, they were just trusting that everyone else was going to get the kills, and they didn't. So those kills by NBK were actually huge, and now fast play towards the outside.
But only 2 of them. Fox and Jacob have the bomb. They're not joining into this sort of mayhem that's coming out from FaZe. They're just going to run in and die. NBK makes light work of them, and now they're going to be going, okay, where's the rest? Keo, get ready, because there's something wrong here. A is completely and utterly abandoned by FaZe, and they are out on the site. Not going to get the kill either. Keo goes down. It's Happy to come in towards Fox. Now it's AZ and Jacob to get the job done, and it's not going to happen so far. Jacob is the last man standing in this 1v4. Does work his way forward, at least catches out 1, spots out Apex. Can't quite get the clean shot he needs, and there's MBK to once again deliver. And MBK already doing some big work here with Happy.
Those 2 kills outside were crucial, because that was going to be a fake towards the inner bomb site for FaZe. So if he doesn't get those, if they're able to find some success and just force Keo to even just start cheating over, which he actually did. He actually was starting to cheat up towards Sidewalk until those 2 kills come in. So massive information gained by MBK because they had no more pressure after those 2 kills. So then Keo can resituate himself in a better spot. His teammates can start rotating over, and FaZe is just getting shut out here.
AB Semler knew all along. That was it. Just, you know, had faith. At least in the early rounds. But this is a different thing for Envy, because they've been actually struggling in the early phases of this game, at least in the last couple of matchups. So maybe just taking a little bit of a second to kind of discuss things through and get their heads back where they need to be. 4 rounds back to back, at least it is a CT side here for Envy, of course, so not the biggest thing in the world just yet.
And this was what they made a little bit of that comeback on the Astral side, and their CT side looked good. They just didn't have enough mistakes to give up. They didn't really have a lot of time to utilize it, because Astralis was, with a big first half, was able to just kind of close that match out. But this CT side from Envy earlier today did look strong, so working on getting a big lead here. Kenny has the op out already, and once again, it's some deagles, some tech 9s, but there's no utility. So they're gonna have to get a really nice pick off of 1 deag with these deagles to kind of open things up.
Well, last time, you know, Michael Ailey did it with a Glock, so maybe.
Yeah, right.
Maybe this is just a simple one. This is in the bag.
That was also Keo getting a little over aggressive, and this time Rain's just gonna get dropped.
Yeah, sack of spuds. And there you go, Happy's having a whale of a time. Joined in. There you go, Michael Ailey's at least going to make it interesting. But switching up to the Tech 9 gets no luck, and there we go. 1 kill given away, but not too much. Envy keep them as far back as possible. Bomb doesn't get even a step towards the site, and 5-0. Nice and clean. Economy building up well as well. You've got 7.6 and 6.2 between MBK and Kenny. And on the other side of things, we do have the AWP coming out for Fox.
He's going to have a big battle ahead of him against Kenny S outside. Also, all the utility that's built up on this CT team. Actually, it's going to be AZ who's going out towards Ivy all alone. Being a little bit passive, watching for a push-up. Fox wanted to go for a pick towards lower ramp. A common position where sometimes you'll see the defender kind of just backpedaling, you know, back and forth, just trying to spot for some information before falling back into the site. Goes for the pre-shot, but no one's there. So now it's just, where do you align yourself? Michael Ailey's over towards mid. 3 members down towards ladder. And Envy is playing this very aggressively, close up to the choke points. NBK behind the electric box, Apex on top of the first train. They're trying to ensure that FaZe can gain no ground in this outer train yard.
FaZe not getting much information either. Happy's kind of dancing in between, but he has been pretty much pulled himself over towards the A site. Rain normally a bit of a monster on this one, but you're already seeing that aggression paying off here. You see the first kills coming in already. Rain goes down again, and this is not the start you'd be wanting. AZ's falling back, trying to help out the rest, keeping Kenny busy, but Apex pushes up again, has his way with FaZe, and look at this crossfire paying off so well as Jacob, excuse me, will be the one doing a little bit of work here, but not enough to really do much into this round. It's AZ left in a 1v4 here, and all the players are on the right side of things here, and he doesn't get the shot onto the second. Happy makes the most of it after he did take down 1, but great stuff from Apex then. Yeah,
suffocating defense from Envy. They get those opening 2 kills. Apex with a really nice timing on his peak from the top of train, and then NBK there to also swing out and kind of bail him out of a tough spot while he's getting shot at. NBK's able to spam a bunch of damage. In FaZe, their attacks, they haven't even really been able to get anything started. You think that their last gun run where they pushed 2 up that initial alley just gets shut down by NBK. This time, they lose the first 2 kills again in the round. So Envy just crushing the idea before it even gets started. Now aggression from Envy. Kenny trying to put the hurt on, and AZ kind of senses it.
But if AZ even keeps him busy, this isn't a bad thing. As weird as it sounds, almost a sacrifice. But if he can position himself to catch a rotate, even better. As now the 4 players from FaZe are posturing themselves to hit this B site. You've got Keo here, and Happy has actually pulled himself over. So assuming MBK finding nothing here is at least giving off the signal that maybe there's something coming this way, and here's the set piece. Smokestab go down, mollies go down, and instantly Envy try and find a position to hold in. That's Keo pulling himself a little bit closer here, watching that cross, but he takes a needless fight there. Jacob gonna make light work of him. Rain's gonna find Happy instantly, and this is a beautiful take from FaZe, just landing those shots instantly as they made their way through to the site. Jacob just leaping up, maybe not exactly what he wanted there, and now 5v3, they have the bomb down.
Yeah, beautiful entries from FaZe, but poor positioning from Envy. Caught out in the open, both of them. Keo swings really wide, Happy had nowhere to go. And FaZe, this is a really clean round out of him. So that push towards Ivy, it pretty much, it makes the rotation so incredibly long. That might be the only reason why Keo and Happy felt like they had to take fights, because they knew that support wasn't coming, that even if they bought time, it still wouldn't do much for them because their teammates were so far away. So FaZe get their first run on the board with an exclamation point. And it's a switch up now for Envy. They invest a lot of money into this round, so they're extremely low in terms of their bank. Double op setup.
Happy and Kenny give me the ones, of course, on those, but I'm looking over towards the B side of things. And I think we're going to see Happy maybe taking a bit of a shot here, joined by Apex. Apex might be a sacrifice, but he actually comes up with the goods himself. And now Happy doesn't even feel the need to go for this one. He's been holding so close as well. He's pushed up pretty darn far, but can back away now and reset the mat. The T side now have to operate at a pretty big loss already.
Yeah, 5-on-4, and Envy completely rotates away from that inner bomb site. That was a 3-man push towards inner, and they get that kill. That's exactly what they wanted, and they don't even pressure any further to give more up, to give the equalizer back. So they have a huge advantage in this defense, and once again, aggressive play in the outer train yard. NBK, this time no one's on top of the train, but he's right behind it. He's got a teammate as well positioned near E-Box. It's going to be Apex, just spotting for anyone to be in ladder room. And Kenny, once again, with that AWP, he's pushed out towards Ivy. He's just holding the angle. So this defense is sitting pretty right now. They feel like they don't even have to move. They still have 3 smokes to utilize as well.
All right, FaZe. We'll What can you do now, then? You've got 50 seconds. It looks like it's going to be an A hit, but they're doing nothing to clear out these aggressive plays until then. Finally, Fox lands the shot, but there's still Apex, and he's still being a nuisance, and it's Fox. He's the only one who's been doing anything thus far, at least into this round. 2 kills, imperative ones at that. But now look at it, instantly, Envy holding great angles here. Needs to back away from that, but Kyo now locked off. FaZe trying to find at least another option. Bring it down to a 2v2, maybe. Michael Ailey, give me the one pushing through right into the eyes of Kenny here. Flash comes out, Kenny's aware of it, but he can do nothing about it. Michael Ailey making it count when it matters. Now, 2v2. Fox, Michael Ailey to do the job, and it's Michael Ailey with a stunner, but he gets pinned up and down by Happy, and now 1v1. Happy against Fox. 2 AWPs. Going head-to-head. Happy smokes out the bomb, looking for this, but Fox is holding this. Happy's going to have to land a stunning shot, but he can't do it. Fox putting in the heavy lifting there, and those 2 players dismantling Envy one by one, just showing that, okay, FaZe definitely can operate at this level, but they've just been a little bit lackluster until then. That
Molotov out towards Ivy forces Kenny to remain passive. He can't move forward. He would be burning, so that allows Michael Ailey to get really up close, and that's just the worst fight for Kenny, who was double scoped in. He had to scope out. He spent too much time trying to adjust to the new angle. And he gets dropped, and then another good shot from Michael Ailey. But finally now, that punishes the economy, because Envy switched into that double op. They spent so much money, such an investment into that round that they just lose. So 6-2, but FaZe here with a great chance to get up towards their 3rd. They also find that pick onto Apex, so the AWP from Fox last round was huge. Michael Ailey's now starting to frag as well, so FaZe coming alive here.
This is what we want to see, that little bit of brilliance that these guys can bring. And I say a little bit, that's a massive understatement. You know, calling themselves once previously kind of touted as the rock stars almost, you know. And they have the ability to back it up, but you've seen them kind of maybe taking a little bit more of a different approach here, maybe just a mentality switch here. Maybe they still need to have that little bit of flair to get them through these games. And we're going to see this B take coming into play. Kyo's going to be there waiting ever so patiently, nice and close by, and he does at least manage to find AZ, but will they be able to close down onto Happy so easily? Yes. So now Fox watching that push-up, sees nothing, and time to get that bomb down.
Yeah, and he's just going to keep his eye on the flank, playing at that first train, lower ramp, and really there's not much for Kenny and BK to do. The best they could hope for is Kenny has come up the ladder, is really just to try and find some kind of a rifle to exit with, to just save into the last round, but MBK just gets cut down very quickly, and it's all on Kenny, and they're going to check this. Rain, oh Lord, one tap onto Rain's head, but Fox trades it off.
Ridiculous stuff coming in, and FaZe dealing with it well. Not too bad, losing, you know, a little bit, but then again, you know, Kenny landing shots like this, what can you do?
Yeah, that's just like, you're not even mad. You're just like, all right, that was a pretty sick shot.
You might as well just kind of roll with it at that point. But then again, Kenny's going to have to go back in on the glass cannon, so it's only a downgrade from where they were before when they were doing that beautiful aggressive play towards A that was working very well. Now, seemingly, FaZe have got a bit of a plan in mind how to dismantle that. It's been working a little bit here, but, and again, the MBK Kenny combo pushing up by Ivy. Fox is waiting for this. The shoulder peek actually baited out, but now here comes the response. AZ comes into the matter. But there we go. Actually, Kenny not landing the shot he'd want to and has to back out of this.
That alley aggression, Envy's tried to do it 3 times now, and they finally find someone to try and punish with it, but it doesn't work. It backfires on him. Can't imagine we're going to see that too often in the rest of the half from Envy, as it really hasn't done anything. It's just extended the rotations and an inner hit. This time they lose a player. So despite being AZ being at 12 HP, they are losing out, but Kenny's just going to get re-aggressive, try and grab the angle, and actually if he peeks this and he sees no one, and if he goes all the way wide, then at least he'll have the information.
Okay. Nothing's seen, so assume something's coming pretty soon. And instantly Apex is starting to move around as well. They're both trying to respond to how this one goes. What can they assume from what Kenny saw, or what Kenny didn't see is the more...
You actually can't assume too much, because they could still be towards the mid connector. This could still be an outer hit, it could still be an inner hit, so you can see they're just splitting up the defense, covering their bases with 2 at each bomb site.
I think the plan's suddenly going to be coming through right about now. These 3 players waiting, had to wait for the flash, but it's going to line up Kyo perfectly to catch out Rain pushing through. But these 3 players just bunched up, and here comes the spraying from Kyo. Stunning play. Picks up 3 players from FaZe trying to make it through, but there's AZ a little late on the rotate, going to be found by Happy. And again, solid hold from Envy on the CT side.
Yeah, 4 kills from Kyo. That support at the inner bomb site was huge. He gets a 1 kill upper. His teammate smokes off that lower ramp, so all of a sudden they have to jump through it. And look at them, they're all bunched up there. They had time to get through that smoke and grab an angle on the bomb train, but they were a little bit, you know, their attention was gathered by just some spam through the smoke. So they don't go anywhere, and Kyo gets an easy spray down.
So, round 11, 7-3. This is good for Envy. I'm still not really into it too much just yet. We've seen that they can have kind of severe ups and downs in performance, but at the moment they are certainly putting up something that we'd more expect of their caliber, but this time not so much aggression down Ivy. Kenny and NBK foregoing that. NBK just watching the push up of it, but this time it's Happy still over by A as well, so maybe looking into FaZe are going to run the same sort of play towards A they've done before. It has worked on occasion when generally Fox has been the one doing some big work. Michael Ailey as well had to come up with some pretty impressive plays, but not quite equipped with what they'd want to be able to maybe achieve this, and with 1 minute left, they're going to have to make this one happen soonish.
Envy's putting a lot of faith in Keo. He's all alone at that inner bomb train, or inner bomb site, and no one from Envy is really here with him. So he's waiting to feel any kind of pressure before the rotations occur. Someone could technically, I mean, just like Dupree did, just walk down the lower ramp and kind of circle around him, but a lot of faith that that's not going to happen. So big risk here on the outer site. Now finally Happy's actually rotating inner, and Kenny's going to get his eyes on middle. On top of this train, waiting for anyone to peek. Nothing happening so far, so Envy has no intel.
Working with limited information. MBK didn't see that Fox and AZ are as close as they are. He might be caught out by this, but actually adjusts perfectly. Fox gets punished, but where's the rest of FaZe? Will AZ be left out to pretty much hang at this point? And there it is. MBK gets to be able to just pincer them down perfectly. Michael Ailey and Jacob are so far out of this one, it's going to be difficult for them to break in. Now the ball has been retrieved, but Jacob's doing some incredible work with that rifle range trying to join in, but doesn't matter. MBK again just stopping everything they're bringing through. Yeah,
NBK, Happy has 12, Keo with 10. I mean, he's had some good defense at the inner bomb site, but NBK, to me, is the one, you know, I questioned which one of these guys was going to step it up and get things started on the right foot for Envy, and it's been NBK. That time, a triple kill with that FAMAS. He basically wins a 1-on-2 over towards Ivy with some perfect timing on a repeat. So he's done such a good job of when these attacks come in from FaZe. He's essentially, some of these double kills are eliminating half of the attack, and then there's so much less for Envy to worry about.
Now FaZe again. Just on very limited pistols, Tech 9, P250, 0 utility, but range just walks out. This is what you were saying before. Something that is a genuine problem here is the fact that Keo is alone a hell of a lot of the time. Now, surely Envy should be able to retake this pretty cleanly. They've lost a couple on the way, but I doubt Michael Ailey.
Oh, man, they should have just let him fall to his death. Why not? I know, we're getting dark places here. Let's move on. So now FaZe has now spotted that Keo's playing this inner bomb site alone very, very early on in these rounds. So I would expect either an adjustment from Envy to put 2 players there early this round, or maybe go back to that triple push aggression that they had to get that pick earlier in this half, or FaZe just to try and exploit it very, very fast pace, because we've seen a couple times, you know, even against the Strauss where Keo's been caught off guard. That time, if there's rifles out for FaZe, Keo falls without a single kill.
And it'd almost be a shame for them, if you look back at it, to have used that brilliant card they worked out in just a pistol round. If they'd done this a little differently, maybe they could have actually had that 1v1. At the moment, Happy is at B. Keo's pushed up, he's going to be found instantly. That's not a massive issue as Happy is still here, and look at the rest of Envy slowly working their way up. But this is a big advantage now for FaZe.
Yeah, very curious. They did put a second player at the inner bomb, so they put Happy there, but not in a position to support or set up a crossfire whatsoever with Keo. So that was the adjustment.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Happy, this timing is going to not work out in his favor. They've already jumped down. He's got nothing out. He falls for free. 2 easy entries for FaZe, and they're already planting the bomb at the inner train yard. This is a round that Envy is going to just have to save out of.
They just offer that B site on a platter, like, hey, I'll push up, which is fine, you know, it's a risk, right? But that second bit of timing, then he gets caught on the train on the way out. Just not how you want to see this one go down. Kenny's trying to make a mad dash to save the AWP, but MBK holding them back, at least for now. But the FaZe boys on the hunt here, at least Jacob is, and Michael Ailey was. But there we go. It looks like at least Kenny should be able to keep this AWP and MBK, depending on how he takes this one out, should be fine as well. But FaZe, I guess they did press the issue that we brought up, but maybe not in the fashion that I expected.
Yeah, it's really curious to me that Happy would go there and not, you know, push upper. Maybe you both push lower, try and get some trade kills at least. But there's no point to him being in that inner bomb site with Keo if Keo's just going to push all on his own. So he does get. I mean, both of them fall for free eventually. Yeah, with that timing. So back to the double op setup. Happy does not have any armor or any nades behind this. It's another big investment. Kenny still has a lot of money. 6,100 on him. NBK with 3,500. The 2 members who saved their weapons. But still, money's going to start running low on the CT side.
Well, you know, last time around Fox, when he had this AWP, he actually did play a really integral part. And I think it was Semler who highlighted he can be a massive factor. He was one of the bigger factors for FaZe, especially on this one. So he needs to find a little bit of something here. Maybe even just the openers or playing that sort of role could pay off massively. But now he's got Happy on the AWP to face off against if he wants to take these fights. and Happy already adjusting well here. Kyo's pushed quite far forward. It's going to be a quick hit coming out from the FaZe boys. The flash is going to come over, but the timing's a little off, actually. No one going to be able to pressure down Kyo. He's allowed to adjust away, do a fair bit of damage at this point, but Happy's just kind of left out like a sore thumb at this point. He's done very little into this one, and now Apex comes through. At least Happy holds the line. They know that there's no one pushed to this point. AZ's still on the site, though, trying to hold this as best he can. Fox is going to get smoked out, and this retake from Envy is looking deadly. MPK's found AZ, and now he's down to Fox and Jacob to do something brilliant. They do have the molly still, so they can slow down that defuse. Apex might have to go for this.
Oh, the Molotov missed.
What?
It actually popped in the air, it looks like, so it's not going to be on the ground whatsoever. So, or maybe it just flat out misses on the wrong side of the train, but they think it hit, so no one peeks.
I think it went on the top of the train.
Yeah, and then Apex is just going to come in, add insult to injury, takes away the AWP on Fox.
That absolutely sucks.
Yeah, that's crushing. That's brutal for FaZe.
Don't worry, guys, we've got the molly. It's okay. No, you don't. Oh, man, that really does suck.
Yeah, but nice use of smokes for Envy. They're able to block off upper ramp, they're able to block off lower ramp, and that's what makes it all the more, you know, soul-crushing that Molotov misses, because that would have at least bought them time to wait out for those smokes to subside. Now Happy's going to get this first kill. It's just a fast outside train push. And Apex already has the angle. Kenny as well, just waiting for anyone to run through. But AZ does get one, so looking a little promising until Kenny picks him out of the air. And there's no progression at this outer train yard for FaZe.
No, Jacob's stuck, AZ stuck, as is Fox. But they're still trying to fight the good fight here for the FaZe boys. But there we go, landing these shots that are actually so hard against them, but still pulling off due to that ridiculous individual skill these guys do have. Now, Kyo only has these two flashes. He does have a kit. Actually, his position hasn't been noted yet, so I wonder how much information he can gather here before he has to pull that trigger. Now, you've got Jacob on the site, pretty close by. You've got AZ as well, and there we go. Fox takes the initiative, makes a little bit of a swing out. He does get the info and does get the lineup, and a hard-fought 4-round keeps this one looking pretty respectable, I guess, for FaZe, but some of those rounds, you've got to think were just not necessarily unlucky, but just a little lackluster almost.
Yeah, but it comes down, I mean, 5 rounds on your T side, they can work with this. It was that stretch during the middle portion, they got 3 rounds in a row where they were able to break the money of Envy a little bit. And then towards the end, they just couldn't do that. They couldn't string a couple together, despite Envy being actually pretty low on economy during certain stretches of the latter part of that half. FaZe not able to come up with a second round, so back's going to be a little bit against the wall early on. The big thing for FaZe is get those ops out. Get that op in Fox's hands. You need to establish your nades early on, your money to be able to buy Molotovs and smokes for all the choke points. And against a team like Envy, that's one of the ways in which they excel is I mean, it's just been repeated over and over at every analyst desk, is how good Envy are with these pistols, how often, you know, even if they're on just a half buy with Tech 9s and a Deagle, how much damage they can do with them.
How much damage can they do then? Let's see it in practice, Envy. You've got that reputation that does certainly precede you. AZ doesn't give a monkeys. You look at me like you keep expecting it to happen, but
waiting for it now.
Together.
I thought you were going there.
It may have happened. It was very close to, but I'm keeping my stuff together.
Well, either way, Fox has been beaten up a little bit, down to 2 HP, so he's going to have to play it a little bit more passively. You can see him switch up to the back of the bomb train. Still nades, and there's the first smoke used by Apex. NBK still hasn't used his. It's going to come out just now. Fox has to fall away from that fight, and Kyo's already got an entry.
It's so nicely choreographed till now for Envy, until they have to actually take these fights, and it's Michael finding Happy. Fox is still alive on this site. The bomb's down as well. This is unbelievable from FaZe, finding these lines of sight, finding these angles to operate it within. And now Apex, he's already been watched. And up above, it's easy to just lock it down. And it was brilliant. It was a lovely concept. Envy had it all planned out. They didn't account for the aim that these boys bring to this matchup.
I'm assuming Michael was up in the tower. I saw him down towards underneath the ladder at the end of that round, but up in the tower, he just had some free shots, and he lands everything. Rain with a triple kill. I mean, that was sick. And that's the Rain that they were talking about on the analyst desk. This is a map that he has got some highlight clips on. It's a map he always seems to do well, but now this is the danger. There's no Deagles out on Envy, but there are 3 Tech 9s, 2 P250s, no smokes as well. So much like FaZe in their first half. Actually, look at the pressure being put on.
Yeah, he instantly got flashed and pushed off this angle, and now here comes that overwhelming presence from Envy, but it gets mowed down by the UMPs until at least Kyo lands a shot. There goes Apex as well. We're back down to a 2v1. As AZ will keep this at least looking favorable for now, as Apex will recover that P90, but not quite in the spot to use it, as I think Michael might have spotted him out then. AZ's certainly looking for it. 1 minute on the board. At least Apex has the bomb. He's going to pull off something incredible, and it's not going to happen. FaZe, it gets costly, but they do keep the rifles in this, and they lock down the round.
You could see the idea, though. He knew he had one player isolated on the bomb train, was hoping that would just be a one-on-one that he could utilize, and then just spots Michael on top of that other train, and can't really pick a target. That was the wrong target for that P90 to be zoned in at. So a little bit unfortunate. He did have the bomb, so he could have worked his way towards the inner site, but wanted to go for that battle. And now another investment. They know they've done massive damage, so they buy up into this round again. Full investment as well from
Jesus. See, everyone thought that maybe, you know, Maniac coming on board would kind of calm this side of them down a bit, but no, they're going right back into it. Why not, I guess? See what they can do. They achieved wondrous things before, and actually now with the rifles, if they actually lose on these FaZe, it could be costly. The bomb's even going down, and they're spamming away at it, but they couldn't quite catch it in time, and actually Kenny's still on the site. So they found two of the players. They're still 3 up. They're still playing these very close angles, but they're not able to make it count. Jacob's pretty low, and there we go. Finally someone falls, and a lovely little switch up from Happy. He can't follow on towards the shot, but Kenny in the background, he's recovered the rifle. He's not 1v2, but it's Rain to deliver again. And how many times this guy can be called out on this map, it doesn't matter. He is a performer here, especially in these clutch situations.
Yeah, but Keo and Kenny had $1,000 before that round ended, so with that plant, I mean, once again, with the 2 players down, the economy for FaZe is still going to be weak. I can imagine Envy buying into this.
AZ's skint, he's down to 700 off the reinvestment. He doesn't actually have a gun yet. He'll be dropped out probably, but as I said, yeah, this is a bit shaky now coming out. This is weakened what they're coming up against here, and Envy, I guess, did have a couple of rounds to play with, so why not go for it?
Well, since they've had so much success in these rounds, 3 players in each one, even the plant in the last, they're just like, all right, the economy for FaZe is so weak that if we win this round, we reset them. And actually having 4 rifles, this isn't a bad buy by any means. Just a very, very aggressive game with the economy that Envy is playing. So at some point, if they're going to keep the pressure up, they have to win out these rounds. It's not just good enough to do the damage if you keep buying in like this.
This would be the perfect one to begin it in, let's be honest here. They need to start going for it soon. You want to get these building up for them after such a good start for once, because otherwise you could blame, you know, oh, they just had bad starts in a couple of the games, so they weren't warmed up. This game they had a good start. Now they need to convert it into something more. So, Fox holding the angle. He's going to have this pretty much under wraps. He can buy at least enough time for anyone else to rotate over. So FaZe believing this is going to be an A hit. At least putting a lot of presence towards it, and here it comes actually. I don't know how Jacob's been allowed to get away with that. He doesn't in the end. It's Keo to find him, pushed aggressively forward. Nice little flash from Michael Ailey's going to allow him a bit of a peek, but actually Keo was turned for it, but it doesn't matter. Michael Ailey wins it out, takes a little bit of a burn, but he does get the shot in the end, and sacrificing a little bit of HP for those kills, well and truly worth it, as now Happy, your last man alive. He's got a bit of a shot at this one, considering Rain's a little low, but the other 2 shouldn't let this slip.
What a play from Michael Ailey. 2 kills there in that position, but also spinning in between them to throw that flash. That's not for the players that are running at him. It's for his teammate over towards Ivy. Slow down that hit. Allows Rain, it buys him a little bit of time. So he gets this first kill onto Keo, just kind of walks right into his crosshair, and the flashbang, actually this time, this is just where he runs right through the Molotov. So, just being a beast there.
That's the scary individual ability FaZe are bringing, and this buy-up, again, the UMP on MBK, okay, fair enough, and you've got a really mixed bag.
Well, this is at least not a full investment. They're half bought out. So as this losing bonuses can build up, if they lose this round, it'll be at a full losing bonus. So they'll be able to have anything they want next round, no matter what they were able to, or you know, with this 1,200 they have left over.
This could get real warm over by B pretty soon if AZ put that down, but nothing really indicating him to do it. He might just whack it on towards the ramp there and just get himself out of there safely, which he does, because there's always a threat of Envy with a tech now. There's always a threat of this coming through, so play it safe, sit back a little bit further, make them work for it if they do go for this. And to be fair, Jacob's going to be waiting on that jump off as well. Happy if he does pull through. This could be a good bit of timing for him, but here comes Envy, and there's Michael Ailey again. Gets the first. Jacob goes down now. AZ's the one has to deal with this, and he only trades it out. Envy are making this so costly. They've even recovered a rifle off the back of it. Apex now in a great position. Does a good bit of damage. Now a 2v2.
Happy's up top, though, in Boxhausen. He's got the Molotov, so he's just going to stay alive. Hopefully, Michael Ailey is running up top there. He does have a smoke, he blocks himself off, but this Molotov is going to come out any second. That's going to delay it. Actually, it's not late enough. If he's sticking this defuse, it's going to be a tough situation. The fire does come out. There's the peek from Rain. They get off the bomb, so down into a 1-on-2. Happy's not prepared for him to jump through, but he wins the battle anyways. He can go through the smoke now. And Rain, he's off the bomb. He's not defusing it, so he's waiting for this peek. But Happy plays this so perfectly, and he wins such a crucial round for Envy. Finally, they keep their foot on the gas, and they're able to win one out in the end.
God, that was a long time in the making and a little bit terrifying, but Happy, what a play. The composure to take to be able to just play that to an absolute T when you're being pushed down by Michael Ailey, who's already had a big startup in this in their CT side, individually having a monstrous game. Then, you know, of course, having to deal with that 1v1 threat, even when you didn't know what's happening on that side. Really well done, really well composed. And we're not going to have an AWP on Rain. I guess he was able to keep that one at least in hand.
Well, and you can see Envy was playing a dangerous game for this entire half with all these force buys. 4 rounds in a row that they, well, the pistol round, but everything after that was all these force buys. And you could see they kept the economy in check, so now everyone else but Rain has a pistol. He's going to get that first kill, though. Keo there all alone, no one there to trade it. Now Envy, the remaining 4 members are kind of grouping up towards the center bomb site. Maybe assuming that Rain with that op is going to rotate back off it, and Envy's going to go right at him.
There's still 2 players here from the CT side. FaZe aren't just backing out of this one, but Rain doesn't have a lineup on this. He's going to have to work pretty darn hard to find anyone at this point. He's going to at least get a peek towards MBK. Doesn't get the shot, but Kenny will. That's another player down, but these guys only have pistols. It's this guy you got to keep your eyes on. Rain just coming in heavy into this, and there we go. Apex with a lovely little spray down, but it's Kenny to keep it in check. 2 players alive. The economy is going to be so curious throughout this game. With all these force buys coming in, these close rounds, even in these sort of instances, it's deadly as hell.
Yeah, and that's a really cool call by Envy, just going right back at FaZe, and they read it perfectly, because Rain gets that kill with the op, and he falls away, and they're saying, all right, they think they've stopped us at this B bomb site. They're going to adjust and go out towards the outside train yard with that AWP, and we're just going to go right where he was, where he just evacuated. It works perfectly for him. So now, yeah, it's a force-up of their own for FaZe. Fox has the AWP still, but he's no armor, and he's going to push out towards Ivy.
There's already 3 smokes in play as well for Envy here towards A. Now, they're not working off instantly the back of it, which could be a problem, because AZ's just seeing, like, guys, there's no one here, just stay on A. Like, delayed or not, it doesn't matter. They are coming through, and there we go. The spray downs come in, and the lines of sight absolutely perfect for FaZe, and Envy are just crumbling under the weight that they're bringing. Kenny's missing shots left, right, and center, and he certainly can't afford it now, as here comes the pinch. Down pop, and a clean pickup from AZ in the end, and there we go. A nice little upgrade in the end there as well, getting a rifle for themselves.
And no money for Envy. So yeah, those smokes they threw out early on in that round, the 3 of them that you mentioned they had put up, they don't really matter too much when FaZe is getting kills right through them. So Envy gets stopped cold. They do win 2 rounds, but from there the damage that was done in the previous round, it's just like the op and the save behind it from FaZe, forces another eco. Or another kind of, 3 members are kind of force buying into this.
Is it ever an eco?
Actually. Such a weird...
I get excited when I actually see no one buy up these days and see just like pure Glocks or just like a flash or something.
Yeah, it never really happens, does it? So you kind of have to adjust. We need to figure out some kind of terminology between casters to get all that figured out.
Because it's so
Everyone
rare.
uses something different.
Yeah. Anyway, looking at this one, this forced-ish, once upon a time maybe an eco, not quite working out for Envyus. Keo's got himself a little bit of room to work with, but AZ's already considering that maybe a problem or an issue, and goes back in out of it. He's got Deagle to play with. They've still got a smoke and a flash or 2, so enough to play around with here, but I just don't see them able to get much step towards these sites unless the smoke goes down, you know, ideally blocks with Michael Alien, and they take the fight towards AZ. It's going to be pretty difficult considering, you know, we have hindsight and a complete map open. Yeah,
that's really nice. And AZ's actually got perfect positioning here. Keo, if he swings out wide, he's just going to get cut down, but AZ at least has the info that he's... Oh, what a game that Keo just played. Rips off the head of AZ. Now he's found his way to the bomb site. The bomb can get planted now, and he's actually going to get aggressive. He's got an AK-47 to work with. He's got armor as well. If Keo can make some magic happen here, but he's going to miss the initial shot. Michael Aley does eventually take him down, and it should be pretty standard mop-up now for FaZe, although he doesn't realize Happy is right next to him. So NBK and him combined for another kill.
Yeah, Happy can still do some work here. He's got the rifle hand, maybe not, as he does finally get pinched down, and his NBK to get picked up. But, again, deadly stuff coming in, and a bomb plant to boot.
Does actually tag Michael Aley there at the end, but only down to 3 HP.
Jesus.
So the question is, I mean, there was 2 players that were pretty heavily invested into that round. There was Apex and Kenny, and they're down very, very low, 2,900, 3,400. So that's the question, does Envy keep up this trend of these buys, or are they going to let FaZe kind of get towards tie the game up? And it does look like they're just going to invest in Deagles. Armor is out on Happy, Keo as well. What utility are they going to bring into this round to play with? Just 1 flashbang on Happy. So once again, actually 5 Deagles out. So they're kind of using, I mean, obviously the 1 Deag potential is high. That's kind of like the ideal situation. But now they're also using these Deagles sort of like scouts, where if one player gets a tag onto an opponent, another player with the Deagle can clean him up in one or two more decent shots.
Yeah, it's a scary game to play against, of course, but Keo showing us exactly as to why last round, but it's Happy this time to be one of the players on the forefront. Keo has absolutely no time to operate. And a nice little shot comes out from Fox in the end. And the 2 players... What? Oh, okay.
That wasn't
I was like, no. No. All right, Happy and MBK last 2. And pretty sure Rain's got a good idea that MBK is down here. Just going to put the molly down. Doesn't have anything of what MBK is selling. And again, Rain just playing the game here. Happy's not going to have much room to operate either. Michael Aley is staring down that smoke with Jacob as well. And there we go. This should be a clean one. Happy shouldn't be able to get too much. And actually, the 2 guys that Semler was big enough at the start of this. Okay, Happy. Why not? Why not get 1 at least? But there we go. The 2 guys that Semler was saying do have good performances are finally starting to show up. Rain, 24 kills already this game.
And Fox at 16, where he doesn't have like the highest volume, but he's been very impactful with his AWP. So that's good stuff. Semler apparently knows his FaZe, his FaZe clan.
All about that FaZe up, you know, going for that FaZe life. YouTube dollars, just living the dream. Oh, if only. Anyway, Fox and Kenny back on the op. Kenny actually glass canning in this one, and okay, we could have a little bit of an interesting battle down here. By Ivy, by MBK trying to take on Fox. The pop flash going to catch Fox and push him back, but while this happens, Kenny looking for these opportunities, looking for maybe a player out of place, but look at B as well. Already FaZe getting information, pushing up. Envy having to respond by sitting back pretty passively as well.
That's a really cool flash by NBK, because Fox was even at a little bit of an off angle, and that flash still finds him. So Fox can get re-aggressive. NBK swings out, and actually the shot misses. That's exactly what Fox wanted. NBK gets away with one there, but either way, he's forced back the pressure. That was the ultimate goal. He's got positioning. It's Happy and Q have also taken box hauls, so this at least forces Michael and AZ to both be dedicated to this B bomb site. And you can see the defense outside. Fox has got to get close up towards connector. Jacob close up underneath ladder. Still no movement from Envy. They have just under a minute, 50 seconds left in the round to decide what they want to do.
Well, they've got to decide pretty darn soon. They're running out of utility to work with. One more smoke, and that's on Apex. Where's he going to put this one? Maybe try and set up MBK for this. Maybe utilize the molly. Who knows? Because it's going to come down to those last 30 seconds. And Kenny spots out one. He doesn't get the shot off, though. I think he might even tag someone up there. I'm not too sure. But here we go. Finally, Envy make the play. And it is a push towards the A side. They did pull a couple of players from FaZe away. But Michael, AZ, and Rain on the rotate going to try and do what they can now coming through. AZ going to be trying to guard that bomb as best he can. But it's MBK who finds him. And now Rain left in the 1v2. Nice cleanup from MBK when it matters. And 3 kills for him in such a tough spot.
Yeah, the position, the role that MBK is playing on the terrace side of this map is extremely difficult. That Ivy player, because you have to switch up what you do so frequently, whether it's slow, whether it's aggressive and lurk, and that's very. He's actually playing that. That time he had a teammate with him, but a lot of these times, especially early on in the rounds, he's playing it very isolated, very much just the only player there. In that round, he's very, very effective with 3 kills as they come out. Happy does give him an opening to work with 1 kill as they try and take over the bomb site, but it's MBK who really cleans up that round. So. Another buy at a FaZe, but it's a rough one. They're basically out of money. You can see the shotgun on Michael. Jacob's playing up close and middle. At another off angle. This could catch Kenny off guard if he's the first one out.
It's him and I think Apex playing at this sort of angle, so it could be interesting what they go for here. Rain's just making noise over by Ivy, but I actually quite like the aggressive play from FaZe, at least on these sort of angles, as long as they don't overextend, and that's always a fine balance to strike, because it looks like Envy are starting to build themselves up here. The pop flash will actually catch off Jacob. You can see him there. Having to try and be careful, but not going to show anything. Waiting for that smoke. Like, guys, just be careful. You know, there could be someone sneaking through, but doesn't hear a thing. And again, plays patiently.
He also should have heard that boost coming in, so warns his teammates not to get anywhere near peeking, but Keo's going to get that open kill. And now Jacob, he's left in the cold. He gets dropped as well. Michael trying to watch ladder with that shotgun falls. Now it's all on Rain. He's stuck in hell as well. They know exactly where he is. You can see Apex just swings out, pre-fires the angle, and Keo still cleaning things up. 3 kills for him. This is looking like a really solid round for Envy. They lose absolutely nobody. They clean out FaZe, who's going to be forced onto, like, they have nothing in this round. That's a disaster in terms of their economy. So Envy with a really good chance at getting up towards 15, and then it's going to be a very weak buy in the next round for FaZe.
And let's be honest here, FaZe felt like dominoes. As soon as Makaleli was removed, there was the complete hold for Jacob pushed up. He was completely exposed, and then piece by piece by piece, FaZe fall apart. Nicely done by Envy, even on these kind of slower paced rounds that we're seeing becoming more commonplace with these guys. But look at this, FaZe going to try and take some sort of control here, but it's MBK to wait on the other side of things with 3 players now to challenge down. He doesn't hit the shots he needs to. He's actually being pressured a little bit, but it doesn't really matter.
There it is.
There you go, he's just cleaning house.
And he's still up top. I mean, he's tied with Happy, with Keo. Keo has 21, so he's right behind him. Actually, this is a pretty solid team effort out of Envy all the way. I mean, it's 22 for NBK, and then Apex is 4th with 19. Kenny only has 14, but he really hasn't had to do too much. The rounds that they're winning on this T side aren't necessarily because of his op. Keo started the entry. He's looked very, very good. Happy's getting some crucial mid-round impact kills.
And Keo's been a player who's been suffering some questionable performances, at least recently now. This is a good play from him coming out, and here we go. Envy setting up again. And this one is the big one for FaZe. It might have been good keeping these rounds close and keeping them competitive, but by now it's 15 to Envy. This will be the first win they get themselves in these group stages. A definitely well-needed one, and Kenny gets things off to a great start. Fox goes down, and now 5v4. The CT side need to respond accordingly. AZ's chomping at the bit to try and find out some information, but this isn't going to be easy. And there's that flash, and look at it, reading it like a book. Apex just punishing Jacob for holding that same sort of angle. Kenny's now coming to his own, and Envy just getting into the groove of things here.
Well, also, they've been throwing that pop flash for this entire half, and still FaZe seems to be playing these close-up angles that are just going to get completely ruined by it. That time, Fox gets a little out-mind game by Kenny, who in this last round is putting on a clinic. 4 kills from him to close it out for Envy, so they win their first match. Great performance out of them on Train, which they dropped earlier. They do take it away from FaZe. FaZe, sorry.
Is that just like...
FaZe clan.
Hopefully they're not too phased by that loss. Was that you
I wasn't going for that at all, but
no?
I'm glad you picked up the ball when I dropped it.
I still like to call it out at least, you know, mildly. But no, it's good to see it. was that KS just trying to hop over, like, putting shoes back on?
So hyped.
Just so hyped. But that was a very close game. And finally we're seeing Envy starting to maybe wake up. It does feel like waking up as well. It's not like they've... I don't know, they've been a little lackluster today, but that was finally a bit of a showing that I expected from them maybe at their first game today.